Hello everyone, and welcome to today's pick a pile reading. I know that it's been a while since I have done one of these, but I know that quite a bit of you have been wanting them to return. So here we go. Welcome, I am LeeApocrypha. It is a pleasure to meet you if you are new here. As always, information, disclaimers, and decks will be in the description box down below. If you are interested or need to have a look, please do so. And if you're returning, welcome back, soul family. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So today, how we will be going about this is these will be our piles for today. We'll have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I will be using all of these decks for all of these readings. I will be using the pendulum, so each one has 2 questions that will be answered yes or no. And this is just going to be whatever random message needs to come through. I felt drawn to pick these skulls today, so with that message, perhaps this is what needs to end, or the transitions that we're going through in order for us to grow, expand, and evolve. We'll go ahead and use a little bit of the singing bowl as I call in our guides, only those that seek to help us, who seek to bring truth and clarity, and only the truth. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Let's get started. So, hello pile 1, if you chose the black pile, then this is your reading. Oh, did I see? Okay. So we have a couple cards that apparently flipped. I didn't even notice. All right, let's see what this is about. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse. This is the first time I'm using this deck. This is the 6 of Swords in reverse. So right away, what I'm getting for you is that perhaps things have been difficult for you to move forward. because of the past. It could be heartache, it could be somebody who has done you wrong, somebody who lied to you, somebody who took you for granted. I feel like you have been trying to walk away from certain situations in your life, but it feels like somebody always has the upper hand, or someone always gets their way, and it leaves you feeling defeated, unsuccessful, or like a lack of balance in your life. We have the Star, but there is healing and there is hope for your situation. Don't lose sight of your North Star. The North Star is what guides us. If you look at your North Node from your astrological birth chart, you will see your purpose. This is your purpose. This is your North Star. This is your guiding light. There is healing that needs to be done. Perhaps you've been avoiding this healing. I feel like I should leave this right here. I feel like you have perhaps been avoiding this healing. Some of you have been trying to find balance. This could be within spiritual, emotional endeavors and physical or familiar situations in regards to jobs, family, relationships, things like that. I heard the word stagnancy as well. So I feel like for some of you, what is keeping you from moving forward is this stagnancy based on this past situation or these past combination of situations that have been keeping you stuck. I'm seeing this as a part, as well as this here, as a part of a, what are they called? On a boat, the wheel. I'm seeing these as driving wheels. You have the wheel. You are at the wheel of your own life. What is it that you choose to do with that? I know obviously nobody wants to be stuck in these shitty situations or emotional defeat type of situations, but what are you doing to relieve yourself of that? What are you doing to heal yourself of this is what is coming through. So again, these are a new deck. This is a new deck, so even though I did shuffle, we still have some cards that are like really close together. So let's see, we have the Prince of Cups in reverse. So this is the Knight of Cups in reverse. The Princess of Cups, this is the Page of Cups in reverse. And we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, which is the Ace of Cups. I see a lot of emotional turmoil here. There's a lot of strife and a lot of the word depression came to my mind. There's a desire for something new in love. A desire for emotional fulfillment, for healing, for perseverance, for rejuvenation, revitalization. But there's this unknowing of how to go about this. There's this unknowing of how to heal things because of how things went in the past. I feel this kind of like somber or sad emotional energy. We have the Prince of Discs. So this is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. There's a desire for something new, a desire for stability, desire to remember your strength, to persevere, to move forward. But it's like for some reason there's this forgetfulness, and it's because of perhaps this conditioning of family or past partners or bosses or whatever that have been really holding you back. Out of all these cards, the only card that is upright is the Star. So this is saying out of everything to remember the Star, the hope, the healing, the patience, the perseverance, the need for balance. This is what is going to help you despite whatever it is that you're going through in your life, or what you have gone through, or what's holding you back. Whether that is you, your past situation, or your current situations. Don't be patient with people who don't deserve it. I heard people pleasing. If you need to cut people off or create healthy boundaries with people, then do so. It is necessary. But if you continue to allow people to take you for granted, they're only going to keep taking from you, and you keep feeling stuck and not knowing why you don't have any energy to do what it is that you really feel drawn and called to do. I just looked up and I saw 1202, by the way. Perhaps you see 222. Twos may be significant to you, but twos are also about decisions. You have to make a decision as to how you're going to progress. If you're going to allow yourself to stay stuck, or if you're going to continue. Despite your situation, despite the past, despite the heartache, despite all the bullshit that you've gone through or are going through. Nobody wants to go through it. And we all have things that we go through that really suck, that hurt. It will either make us or break us. And that is the decision that you have to make. Are you going to allow this situation, people, place, or thing, or whatever the case is, to make you or break you? And what that means is not to give your power away to those situations, those people, or whatever the case is, but to take your power back. It is the hardest situations, the toughest things in our life that really push us to grow, expand, and evolve. People who work out know that it requires resistance and consistency in order to build strength. Our life will bring us challenges, no matter who you are, no matter what it is you're going through, no matter what your background is, whether you're rich or you're poor or whatever color or religion or whatever, none of that matters. We all go through shit. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to say this person's going through worse or whatever. We all go through different things. But this is your life. If you keep looking at the person next to you and be like, oh, well, they have it much worse than you, you're focusing on them. How are you growing and evolving? How are you going to be able to be the guiding light when all you're doing is thinking about and focusing on everybody else but you? It is important to share what we can, to teach others, but in the end, this is your life. There's nothing wrong with giving part of yourself, but be sure that who you give yourself to is deserving of it. Not everyone on the street is who they say they are. Not everyone on the street is really trying. And there are plenty who really are trying. One of my best friends used to be homeless and has been searching hard to find a job and is still struggling. So I understand what that's like. I have a friend who I've seen go through that. But you know what? They don't pity themselves. They don't think, woe is me, I'm just gonna cry in the corner and fuck this. No, they still laugh. They still enjoy life. They still focus on what it is that they love. And not everyone is like that. Those who become successful, or who at least have some peace within themselves, who at least feel fulfilled within themselves no matter their situation, make themselves happy. And even though we all have shitty days where we just kind of like want to lay in bed, or we're just feeling the worst, we all have those days. And that is okay. But it's important to build yourself back up, to get back up, to dust yourself off. And remember to make today as great as you can, or to at least do what you can. And tomorrow is another day. And even if tomorrow wasn't, then live for today. Make sure that today is a good day. Because if you do believe tomorrow is never known and tomorrow could be the end and who knows, well then isn't that more of a reason to make sure that today ends on a good note? Even if it's something small. Even if it's just going within and finding that peace within yourself. I'm getting Aquarius energy, but I'm also getting Libra energy. So what I'm seeing here is be careful. Make sure that you are finding balance within yourself and that you are the pioneer of your own life. You are at the wheel of your own life, and you do not give that privilege to anybody else. And it doesn't fucking matter who they are or who they say they are. It is your life. If you'd rather be a slave to somebody and give them the keys to your life, then that's on you. But that is not what you are made for. That is not what you were meant for. It's not. You really have to protect and ground yourself. Black may be a significant color to you, whether you love it or you're afraid of it. But there's something here about that color that you really need to delve deeper into. Just as much as we can find light or peace in the light, we can find peace in the darkness. Although a lot of people are too afraid to delve into the darkness. A lot of people are too afraid to delve within themselves. Because it's harder to maneuver in darkness when you cannot see what is around you than it is to maneuver in the light when you can see everything. It's easy, right? Then you step over this little boundary and you push this out of the way and you do what you have to do. It's easier in the light. You move it. It's in front of you. You can see it. Therefore, you know what's there. And you can build a plan. That doesn't always mean that it is easy. But it's easier to climb a mountain during the day and way more dangerous to climb a mountain at night. If you're in the house and all the lights are off and you can't see shit, it's more dangerous. because we are not used to it. It's like going around the house blind. You're not used to it. Even though you walk there through the house every single day, you might miss something and all of a sudden you trip because you didn't see it because it's too dark. There is peace and love in both the light and the dark. Just as much as there is challenge and strife and difficulty, both in the light and the dark. I will never believe one is better than the other. That is complete and utter bullshit to me. They both are, and they're both beautiful in their own way. Find balance. The pieces of you, see, this is lava stone. And it is a lava stone that has many, many holes. I just saw 2111. 111 may be significant to you. It has many holes. You've given parts of yourself away. You've given up parts of who you are to make other people happy. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like holes through the eyes. Don't become blinded by what people want you to be or what people say you are. I have a coworker whose mom is always around because they're like this. And I'm an Aries and she's an Aries. And one day she went somewhere and she came back and she's like, oh, I need to show you something. And I saw it and I thought of you and you're going to love it and this and that. And she's hyping it up, right? And she shows me a picture of it. And it's this sports bra that has like some bedazzle, like kind of like gems on it. And like in reality, like that's not me, like at all. I prefer lace over bedazzle or sequins or gems, like on clothes, or like zippers and hardware. I prefer that. So she was over here assuming just because we're both Aries that we share the same commonality of like, yeah, I love sparkly, beautiful things. But the way that I love sparkly, beautiful things is not the same way that she loves sparkly, beautiful things. Don't let people assume that they know you just because they know a part of you. And don't let them make you who they expect you to be just because you want to please them. I pretty much should have told her, oh, it's really pretty, it's cute, because it was pretty. But it was not me. And I did not lie and say that it was, and I would not. And I don't care who it is. I would not lie and say, oh yeah, that's totally me, because it's not me. Whether it's my coworker's mom or it's my own mom. Or it's my boss or it's, I don't care who else. If I was shopping at a store and the person who worked there was like, hey, I know something that would totally suit you, and then they show me something and it has nothing to do with me. That's happened before too. Don't let people dictate your life. And it does not matter who they are. Of course, there are situations like when we are getting paid by somebody, we have a job, we have to do things a certain way. But that does not mean that we have to lose our identity to become someone we are not. And if you feel that way, and you feel like you've lost yourself, and you feel really out of place and uneasy and dissatisfied and unhappy, then maybe you're in the wrong place. Maybe that place does not deserve you. Maybe your energy is better served somewhere else. And I get it, work is work. We all need money. But try to focus your time and attention more onto what makes you happy, what helps you feel fulfilled. We all feel like there are holes within us because that's just how society makes us feel. Like we're not good enough, like we'll never be the best, like we'll never be enough, this, that, or whatever. We'll never be beautiful, we'll never be sexy, we'll never be blah, 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 whatever. Fuck that. Fuck society's bullshit. It could have its thinking that it knows who you are. Be the dragon. Be you. Be whatever it is that you feel. Whether you are the unicorn, or the fairy, or the dragon, or the mermaid, or the vampire, or whatever. Let your light shine through because it was meant to shine through for a reason. Those holes within you that you feel are because you have subconsciously, and this doesn't have to be like you intended to it, that doesn't mean that you wanted it, but you have allowed it to happen. And we never want it to happen. It's not something that we purposefully just let somebody take the wheel to our life. But subconsciously, sometimes we give our power away because we want to please people, because we want our parents to tell us, hey, I'm proud of you. You are enough. You're good enough. You're this, you're that. Well, you know what? With or without their approval, as long as you're doing what you feel is right, you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, that's what matters. Take advice wherever it comes from with a grain of salt, but listen to it, no matter who it comes from. That doesn't mean you have to do what people tell you immediately just because that advice was given to you. No, you take the advice, you analyze it. Is this something that is true to me, or is it not? And you do with it as you need to. But in the end, what you need is within you. The advice you need, you already know. But you're too afraid to go get it. You have to heal that part of you. That part of you that wants to be held and told, you're perfect, you're enough, you're successful, you're this, you're that. You have to tell yourself that. You have to fill in those holes with love. And you know what? Even with those holes, every scar tells a tale. And make us beautiful. Because all those experiences have taught us something. And if it hasn't taught us something, then we're not doing what we need to do, which is learn from our experiences, learn from our mistakes and our choices. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel upset. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay. Be there for yourself. If you want to talk about it, talk about it. But don't bottle it up, okay? That is the worst thing you could do. King of Swords, stand in your truth, stand in your power. Know what is right for you, make the decision. Analyze what is in front of you and make the best of it. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out a good way to show you. King of Swords. The King of Swords is not afraid to speak their mind. They're not afraid because they know the truth. They know what is right for them. They're not afraid to do what they need to do to cut out who or what needs to be cut out of their life so that they can move forward, so that they can grow and expand and evolve. But you have to cut through your own bullshit. This sword is going through their head. You have to be honest with yourself in order to create changes in your life. This is the Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You have to be honest with yourself. This goes through the mouth, which mouths can symbolize the like communication, and through the throat, like the throat chakra, which also symbolizes communication. Be sure that what it is that you are saying is in alignment with who you really are. Don't just say it just because you're people pleasing or because the person next to you wants to hear it. Honestly, I'm one of those people, if I don't feel a certain way, I'm not gonna say it. Like, if I'm not happy to see somebody and they're like, oh, I'm happy to see you, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm so happy to see you too. Like, I'm not gonna say it if it's not true. Be honest. Follow your intuition. There's this little eye. With all this green, your intuition is leading you to what it is that you love, if you allow it to. But you have to follow that intuition because it's guiding you for a reason. The World in reverse. The world's been feeling like it's turning to shit, right? Kind of always has, kind of always feels that way. Things are falling apart. What we think is the truth is being revealed as not the truth. When you come forward and you start to share with the world who you really are, this is Knight of Cups, which I believe is Knight of Pentacles, which is actually the same exact card. Interesting. You're giving Hangman vibes too. Or it is giving, I digress. When you stand in your truth, people are gonna be like, oh, but, oh, you've changed now, or this or that. No, actually, this is who I've always been. I'm just showing it now. What has changed is that I am not afraid to be who I am anymore. And people are like, oh my God, but this, and oh, but this isn't you, or who the fuck do they know? They were only around perhaps because they enjoyed being around the fake you. If they cannot accept the real you for who you really are, as long as you're not harming yourself or anybody else, right? Then that's on them. And you know what? It's okay. Sometimes we think that we've made a friend that's gonna be our bestest friend, that's practically family for the rest of our lives. And you know what? Probably the majority of people we think that of will not be that person in our life. And that's okay. As long as you are authentic, as long as they are authentic, but that's on them. As long as you do it from a place of love, that you are just being who you are. The thing is, there are billions and billions of people on this planet. Not everyone's gonna be your friend. Not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna be happy to see you. And you know what? Fuck it. Excuse me. Fuck it. Why fake who you are to make somebody else feel comfortable? No. I will never agree with that. And you know what? I studied abroad in Japan. And Japan is one place that will always be deep in my heart. That will always have a very, very special place in my heart. Since for as long as I can remember, literally since I was a child, my number one thing on my bucket list was to go to Japan. Before anything else, I didn't care about anything else. That's what I wanted. And after being there and realizing the way society is, at least at the time that I went, it's a lot about putting everybody before yourself. Is that kind of culture. And although it is beautiful in its own way, and you can see it in how respectful people are to each other, that is beautiful, and that is something that everywhere in the world can like take inspiration from. But at the same time, a lot of people are too afraid to be who they really are or speak their truth because they don't want to be a bother to other people, because they don't want to shame their family or somebody else. You know what? Fuck that. You asked me for my opinion? Here it is. You don't want to know? Then don't ask. Just saying. I think everywhere has its beauty and its inspirational, inspirational aspects, and everywhere has things to work on. There's no country, person, place, thing, religion, or whatever that is perfect. None. Zero. And that will always be the truth, because people are not perfect. No matter how rich or how poor you are, no matter how much money you make, no matter how often you go to church or if you don't go at all, none of that matters. What matters is who you are as a human being, who you are as a person. Do you uplift people while also being true to yourself? Or do you bring people down or allow people to bring you down, which in turn brings other people down? It's not something that we want, and it's not something that we are always consciously aware of, but it brings ourselves and other people down. And that's not okay. That's not okay for us, and that's not okay for other people. If people can handle you, they were not meant for you. And sometimes it really, really takes so much to stand in that truth and to be okay with it. Because sometimes that means giving up people that you really love because you really think that they're the ones for you. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. And that is okay. Life is too short to overstress about this one person. Maybe that one person was meant for this one chapter. Maybe that one job was meant for this chapter. But what is the next chapter? The chapter is you. What do you make of it? What do you want of it? The world is in your hands. What are you going to do? What are you going to create? Where are you going to go? What do you want to see? What do you want to bring in? That is beautiful. And that is powerful. And too many people are afraid of it because it takes effort. It takes time. Excuse me. Under the deck, expect powerful change in reverse. So perhaps you've been afraid to create those changes because perhaps that means that you have to leave certain people behind, or just create healthier boundaries, or distance yourself a little bit here and there. That's okay. Nothing is yet set in stone in reverse. Nothing is set in stone. And I feel like there's this fear of the unknown. But the thing is, the sooner that you find comfort in the unknown, the easier it is that things will manifest for you. Take time to breathe out. I feel like you're not breathing enough. You're so stressed, anxious, perhaps like overwhelmed with a lot that's going on, and that's understandable. But take time for yourself. You're very close to achieving your goal. Is upright though. Sometimes we have to hyperfixate on a goal to achieve it. And sometimes our goal is something that's not important, like hyperfixating on a person or a job that's not working, no matter how you've been there for 5 to 10 plus years and it's not working. It's the same shit. Your boss is the same person. They're not going to have a change of heart just because. All of a sudden, don't expect that to happen. That would be the rare occasion. Most people don't change because they don't want to. Not because it's not within them that they could. It's because they really don't give a fuck. Know what is important for you to fixate on, to focus on, and move towards that. Whoa. Let's take that. First house. Ooh. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Chills. Beautiful. First house, self. Physical body, outlook, self-image, life, philosophy, consciousness, opinions, awakening, self-awareness, arrival, expression, gateway, entry point. What is it? You. You need to be the number one person in your life. And people are like, don't be selfish, this or that. Like, it's necessary to some degree. That doesn't mean you can't love and appreciate and put other people, like, as a priority in your life. But in the end, you have to do what's right for you. In order for one door to open, another door has to close. What is it that you want to build for yourself? This says welcome. There's this pathway that, ooh, beautiful. Being, sun, I'll get to this. There's this pathway that leads through a gate, that leads to a pathway, that leads through a gate, that leads through this beautiful palace, but there's these massive doors that have to get through. It's like every door is a new chapter. Every gate and door is a new chapter. But the palace is you. The palace is your heart. It is within you. It is the self. But do you know thyself? Are you too afraid of thyself? Being, sun. Essence, energy, self-awareness, life worth, life force, spirit, creativity, honor, masculinity, distinction, childishness, ego, individuality, solitude, expression, self-sufficiency, shine, heartbeat, and father. You see a heart here. The pouring out of the egg, the sun, is you. And the sun in tarot is happiness. It's this playful happiness, fulfillment. Have the self-awareness to realize, are you on the path of what you need to be focusing on? Are you so focused on everything and everyone else? Okay. So I'm going to begin with this one. We're coming to the end of your reading. You have 2 questions. Ask a yes or no question. We'll be answering one question with this obsidian pendulum. Go ahead and ask your question. To our guides. Let me get a little stable here. To our guides. Please show us the answer to our viewer's question. The answer is yes to your first question. Thank you. Now we will be using this black agate. I don't think you could see the little lines. It's really beautiful. Let me stabilize myself for a moment. Ask your second question. Let's begin. To our spirit guides, please show us the answer to the second question. The answer is no. All right. I don't think you can see because of the camera, but hopefully you can see it enough. Please swing the pendulum more. Thank you. Well, again, hopefully you're able to see with this angle. It's hard to see. But I hope that this message brought some clarity and perspective to your situation. If you're interested in a private reading, I am available for private readings at this time. Let me know. Again, information, disclaimers, and decks are in the description box down below. If you're interested in anything that was used, let me know. Check it out. All right. So let me go ahead and prepare for the next pile. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you. Feel free to check out my other readings if you feel drawn to. All right. So all right. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the chakra skull, then this is your reading for today. Let's just get started. So these two pendulums will be used at the end of the reading for yes or no questions. Let's see what came out. If you felt drawn to pile 1, I'd recommend that you watch pile number 1. Or if you feel drawn to any of the other piles for that matter, then watch that pile. I heard consistency. We have the Hierophant. The Hermit in reverse. This is the Hermit. Oof. The Hermit in reverse. It's the first time using this deck. I heard Fear of Going Within. Definitely watch pile 1 if you felt drawn to it. For sure. I see Devil underneath. So perhaps there's some fears of attachments, of bindings, of bad habits or addictions. You do not realize the light that is within you, that you have the guidance in you. You need to realize this. This is part of your purpose. Oh, we have 2 of Cups underneath. Let's see, we have the Lovers. We have Art, which is Temperance in this deck. We have the King of Cups upright. The Empress in reverse. And the Princess of Wands in reverse as well. All right, so I'll go ahead and put these on the side for now. How beautiful. Okay, so this may be a pile since you chose the chakra and the dragon with the chakras. Perhaps you feel drawn to dragons, or perhaps you work with chakras, perhaps you do Reiki or energy work of some sort. Okay, I'm feeling something here in regards to the Lovers, a need to find balance, and your art. That could be very physically accurate, like literally art, channeling your self-expression literally through art or other forms of self-expression, like music, dance, fashion, whatever it is. There's something here about creativity. Perhaps someone feels imbalanced here with the self, or disconnected with the self and the truth of what they want because of another. Or perhaps something has been difficult in regards to expressing thyself because of a difficulty of going within, or expressing what you have found and what you know to a partner or someone around you. Sharing a cup is not the case. Just because 2 people are together doesn't mean they have to share the cup. Each one has their own cup. And I see a pouring, making sure that there's this equal give and take, this balance between the 2, and finding balance within yourself and the elements around you. In order to create and manifest, you have to have the balance of understanding who you are and what it is you're trying to express. And even if you don't have the words for it, just allowing yourself the time and the space to express it. I feel cat energy. I'm seeing like for someone particular, this is not going to be for everyone, but I'm seeing like that cat race or bunny race from like Final Fantasy world. I'm seeing different things like that, or perhaps that has something to do with art, with the art like anthros or something. Perhaps there's something here about architecture or the elements, or this could be scenery. What is that called? It eludes me at the moment. I digress. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it's time to travel or to go do something new. Maybe there's this desire to explain something to somebody, to really open up the heart. The heart. We even have a heart here. There's this love here, or if this is in regards to somebody else or a partner or something, perhaps this could be about a decision that you need to make in regards to your art or to your self-expression. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic, although it could be. There's something about the clouds here as well. Do not be clouded by what you think you need or what you think someone wants of you. Express how you really feel. Work things out. In regards to relationships, you can't be half in and half out. Why be together then? You go all in or you don't. What I see here is like someone is this chakra skull and they're looking at themselves upright, their inner self, the hermit, their truth of who they really are within, learning about themselves. Perhaps they're realizing what they once wanted is not what they need. Or perhaps they're realizing what they have wanted is what they need. It's going to be different for everyone, but it's going to take going within and really analyzing what it is that you feel and what it is that you really need in order to come to the realization of that. The coming together takes two. What better place to open up and express yourself but with somebody who accepts you for who you are, as long as you're not doing harm to yourself or anybody else. We have to be able to accept ourselves and work on what it is that we need to work on. How can we expect someone else to accept something about us if we can't even accept it for ourselves? But true love will understand even if it's not what is wanted or desired. True love will understand even if it's difficult. I'm feeling different energies here, so let's continue. King of Cups, this could be water sign. We have peacock energy here, which can be very expressive. This is very masculine energy. The male peacock is the one that opens up their feathers. I have one here. that opens up their feathers and shakes them to show them to their mate, to attract the mate. But they look like eyes as well. So I'm seeing coming into alignment and finding balance within your intuition. Like this, water can symbolize intuition, and earth can symbolize grounding. So what that could symbolize is the spiritual and the physical realm coming together, finding balance between the two. The Empress in reverse. You have to love yourself. The Empress is very loving, nurturing, and caring. Excuse me. But I feel like there's this lack of such energy within yourself. It's above the Hermit. The Hermit goes within themselves. There's this lack of knowing the power within you. You don't need anyone else to bring forth your power. The power is you. Raise your cup to who you are. As long as you're not harming yourself or anybody else, then that's fine. Things won't always work out, and that's okay. And sometimes things will work out better than you think. This Empress, it's a beautiful card. I love this card in this deck, but in comparison to the Emperor in this deck, I don't like how young she looks. So what this energy is giving me is not the mother that the Empress usually portrays. This is more of a youthful, loving, fun type of caring energy. This is giving me the energy of before the heart has been broken, before the damage has been done, before someone has been with partners and realized the truth that people can be shitty. That pure innocence and love. That's what this card gives me, not the mother experienced lover, but the one who is innocent and who has a genuine love and compassion that has not been tainted by others or by the self. It's like when a child is young and no one has told them that you can't do this, you can't do that, who do you think you are, blah, blah, blah. They know what they want to do and they imagine it and they play it out, they act it out. Like, I'm a doctor and they're over here like playing doctor on their dolls or on their parents or on their friends or whatever the case is. They're not being told, well, to be a doctor, you have to go to school and it's super expensive and it takes like 8+ years and all of the training, blah, blah, blah. They don't feel the discouragement and the pressure of society and their family and their lovers or their friends or whatever. They feel the open expression of truth that is within them, that has not been tainted. The fire that has not been almost put out. I don't necessarily believe that anyone's fire can truly be put out, but a lot of people live their life in embers because they have, perhaps they don't want to, nobody wants to, but perhaps they're in the energy where they have allowed their fire to nearly be put out. But the truth is, we always have it within ourselves to extinguish it back up. But we have to love ourselves. And we cannot be afraid to tap into the fire within us. The Princess of Wands, the Page of Wands. they are fostering the energy. They are talking to it. They are with it. They are being one with it, even though they're not touching it and getting burned, because they already know better. They're not a child. They already have experience with fire, or else why would they be the page of wands, the page of fire, if they didn't choose fire, or fire didn't choose them? Despite the knowing that fire can burn them, they choose to love it and try to understand it and be one with it, to foster the energy and understand that it is beautiful. It is destructive energy, but it is also creative energy, like the phoenix. The phoenix turns to ash before it turns to life again and bursts into flames. It nearly gets put out. It's the ember, it's the ash. And then it bursts with energy and life again. The tiger doesn't need for people to tell them who they are, or what they need, or what they want. The tiger knows what it needs when it wants it, and knows how it's gonna get it. If it doesn't, it's gonna figure it out. It's that energy of the lantern being within you, that fire within your heart to express yourself. Fire and water. The thing about fire and water is that they can find peace and harmony. This is making me think of the Disney movie Elements, or Elemental. I think it's called Elements, where the main character, she's fire, and the main male character is water, and all the people in the whole entire movie are one element. This is about merging the two. This is about realizing that we are more than just one element. We are more than our sun sign. We are more than our moon sign. We have all these signs with all these placements that have so much to teach us who we are. It's literally a roadmap to our life at our fingertips. And most people think it's bullshit. But when you really delve deeper, it is crazy how accurate it is. But it's not just one sign that you see. No, because we all would, if we all just had that one sign, we were all just paying attention to our sun sign, we see the truth and the not so accurate. But it's in understanding how to merge them and how they all play together. How they are all as important. Even though some are more dominant than others in our lives, they all make up who we are. And some people have more of one element than another. There's nothing wrong with that. But find balance between the elements of who you are. The merging of elements, the fire and the water. To find love within yourself. We have the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups can be an energy of love. It could be a decision to make in regards to your emotional fulfillment. But in this card, this is similar to a what is it called? A sacred union. This is a divine promise that they have made to each other with the viewing of their guides. The light that is around them. We don't see their spirit guides around them, but the light that is shining through on this promise. There has been a promise made, and it will be fulfilled. But it takes two. It takes that balance. But there's something out of balance here. And I feel like this is in regards to some kind of internal battle with the physical reality. Some kind of self-expression that is not being expressed, that's not being nurtured. There is this need for this youthful playfulness, and not so much of this heavily guardedness. If you offer your cup, that's beautiful. And actually, this is a perfect representation of what I mentioned earlier. Now that I think about it, they're not sharing a cup. Each one has their own cup. Maybe one day his cup is more full than hers, and the next day hers is more full than his, and so they share. But they also have to know when they're overpouring. His cup is bigger than hers, but they're both beautiful in their own way. Each cup is different. Everyone has their own cup. But it is dangerous when it is one cup. Each person has to be fulfilled and know their purpose and work towards their purpose with the guidance. But they have the, how can I say? It's important for them to both work towards what they feel guided to. Just because you become one person, excuse me, I'm feeling twin flame energy here. 11:11. I just look up. I saw 1:11:55. I am not bullshitting you. And I have to literally like kind of prop myself up a little bit, like a prairie dog, to see the timer on my phone because it is above me. You can see 111, 555. These synchronistic numbers may be significant to you and your partner. Maybe these are things you guys point out to each other. Maybe at some point it's something that you guys began to see more. Are you being authentically you? And is your partner being authentically them? It is important, no matter the promise, that you guys are working towards your goals. You guys have to fulfill your own cup in order to bring that fulfillment together. This is a sacred union, divine connection. And perhaps you're married to this person, perhaps you're not, perhaps fiance, perhaps whatever. But there is this established energy of you are the one. If this is in regards to a partner or a relationship thing. If not, there's this need to understand that you have to be fulfilled within yourself. That you have to promise to yourself that you will reach your goals and that you will overcome the challenges that you are faced with. The King of Cups is one of the masculines who is in his emotion, who knows how to express his emotions in a healthy, balanced way. The Pisces energy here with the two fish is making me think of Ouroboros, Leviathan, of this energy of going around, this world energy, this death, rebirth energy, this understanding that everything ends and begins, with or without us. Let's see what else needs to come through. Whoa. That shot away. We have the Ace of Cups. This is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Five of Swords, which in this card has a lot of like Ten of Swords energy. This is a feeling of defeat. The swords are not separate as the Five of Swords usually will be. The Five Swords are in one place. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. The Five of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. And they're both in reverse. And then the Seven of Curses, which are, what are they? Cups. The Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there's this need to know what you want, right? You can't be wishy-washy. You can't be half in, half out. Here's a sun and a moon energy. Even though one's a crescent, one looks like a new moon, but there's this balance energy. Reaching your happiness, you cannot give up who you truly really are if it makes you unhappy. If it makes you unhappy, then you are not in the right place. Then you're not doing the right thing. Then you're not expressing who you truly are. There's this feeling of defeat. We have fives here, 55. 5 is about transformation. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. There's this feeling of like, well, if you know, then it's done. It's over. Is it true that things can work? There will be this indecisiveness, this confusion. If you are not happy, if you're not truly expressing who you are, then you will always feel split. You will always feel wishy-washy. You will always feel half in, half out. The Seven of Cups is about looking around, seeing options. It's about realizing those kind of things. But the thing is, if it's one, it's not many. If you share your cup with one person, you're not sharing your cup with everybody else. And of course, like, yes, the family, the friends, the coworkers, yes, you are in reality, but in a romantic sense, that's not the case. If you're not truly happy and truly expressing yourself for who you are, then you're always going to feel split. You're always going to feel defeated deep down inside. The sword, even though it's cutting through, this meeting point, this joint here is at the center. It's the heart. You'll always feel unsatisfied. Deep down inside, unhappy. The heart is being stabbed. It's being cut. Page of Pentacles in reverse. There's this feeling of not being able to truly manifest what you need, that perhaps your guides are guiding you to, if you're not paying attention, because you're not following through with what it is that you need to do, what it is that you really feel. 3 of Cups. This could be in regards to something or someone else. This could be an energy that feels like it's in the way. It feels like a big barrier. But you have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest. What is meant for you will be for you, and what is not will not. And that is okay. But you have to be able to accept that. The moon in reverse. Excuse me. Stop hiding the secrets. Stop lying to yourself. Oh, beautiful. A romantic cycle begins, but there needs to be this balance. There needs to be this balance in order for things to really be what they need to be. Be bold and make the first move. Speak your mind, speak your truth. What is it that you need? If you're not being fulfilled, fucking talk about it. Express it. What do you feel needs to be expressed that is not coming through? Look at the bigger picture. What is it that you're aiming for? What is it that's important to you? What is it that you're feeling guided to let go of? And what is it that you're feeling guided to move forward to? Nothing is yet set in stone. You have to make peace with not knowing. But you have to do it anyway. I'm feeling Scorpio energy, water energy, Pisces, Cancer energy. Venus, love. I feel Lucifer's energy. Beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wealth, diplomacy. Diplomacy, excuse me. Magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, and style. Venus, love. How beautiful that there's a lot here. And of course, this isn't going to be everyone's situation watching this pile, but I feel like for a lot of you watching this pile, there is a lot here about romantic connection. And even if it's not, it's someone close to you that you care about, that there's this kind of energy. And there's this love card that came out. North Node. Oh, wow. Wasn't I mentioning about North Node? I think I mentioned North Node in the first pile, which again, if you feel drawn to the first pile, watch the first one. Or any of the ones you feel drawn to. But North Node, we're talking about purpose. This is destiny. It says soul school, learning curve, fulfillment, purpose, maturing, experience, fruition, North Star, process, development, practice, path, beacon, blossoming, becoming, integrity, and journey. How beautiful is that? You are being guided to your purpose. It's important for you to find the balance within yourself, to be able to convey that to your partner, everyone around you, to the earth. The earth needs your creativity. The earth needs you to make your art, your dance, your music, your whatever it is. When we connect through art, it brings us all together. Despite our background, despite our political views, or how much money we make, or our religion, or our race, or whatever, none of that fucking matters. None of it. We all connect through music, art, dance. These are things that are universal languages with no words. Even if it is, like, for example, like poetry or music that, yes, perhaps it literally has lyrics and words, the expression, the energy within it is universal. It's something that we can all understand. Understanding that we all need to find balance within ourselves. The balance here. Have the love within ourselves. It is in the center, the heart. Nurture your heart. Your guides are protecting and guiding you, but are you listening? Are you working towards it? Are you pushing yourself? You're tired. You don't have enough. Maybe you feel like there's a lot in your path, in your way. It's understandable. It happens to each and every single one of us. But what are you doing to move past it little by little? Just a little bit. It's okay, but just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use the pendulums now. I will ask it to show the answer for you guys. I will use one for one answer. So think of a question. I'll use this one first. Let me stabilize. You may not see it because of the angle of the camera, but I will tell you. Please show us the answer. Yes or no? The answer for your first question is no. Thank you. Think of a second question. Please show us the answer to our second question. The answer is no. Okay. So again, many people are going to watch this, so it's not going to be 100% accurate for your situation. If you feel that that is the answer for you, then cool. But if you feel like that's not, don't force it to fit, okay? All right. So I hope that this message brought some clarity and perspective to your situation, and I really appreciate you for being here. If you're interested in a private reading, I am available. Let me know. If you enjoy my style reading, please consider checking out the other readings on my channel. I have plenty to check out. And yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. If you'd like to share your experience, any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to do so in the comments section. I will do my best to get back to you. Give me some time, but I will. Alrighty. And as always, information, disclaimers, and decks are in the description box down below. So if you're curious about these decks, then feel free to have a look down there. And you will find some pretty cool stuff. And if you'd like to suggest anything, or if you'd like to just share something cool, then feel free to do so. Always open to checking that out and all of that. And interesting, the last card is art. So by the end of it, what's important for you to remember here is to find balance within your self-expression and how it is that you are going to portray and express that to the world. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. And I wish you the best. Thank you. And now we will be moving on to pile number 3. Last but not least, pile 3. Last but not least, I keep kind of like knocking stuff around, so I wonder how that's going to play out in your reading. I feel like that's kind of like maybe you have an uneasy energy around you. Perhaps things have been not really going how you have planned. Perhaps it's difficult to see clarity of a situation at this moment. Maybe you try to do something and again, like it's unplanned, like things don't go how you want them to go. Or maybe you feel like you're stumbling over yourself, or you're having to overextend yourself or over-explain yourself, or whatever the case is. Just a quick message. That might not be for everybody in this pile, but here we go. So, welcome pile 3. If you chose the quartz clear quartz skull, then this is your reading. And I noticed this rainbow. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there's a rainbow like right above one of the eyes. There's like some rainbows in the face, some shine in the back too. So I feel like if pile 2 kind of resonated to you or called out to you, then you might want to watch that pile perhaps. There's something here about chakra or cleansing, finding clarity on what it is that you seek. All right, let's begin. Oh, and at the end, I'm going to use the pendulums so you can ask a yes or no question. It's the first time I'm using pendulums in my readings. Hope you guys enjoy. Interesting. 3 of Wands underneath the deck, and that was underneath when I barely started shuffling. So let's see. Okay, 5 of Cups. Let me go ahead and show you. The 3 of Wands. Five of Cups. And 7 of Swords. All right. The 3 of Wands can symbolize this need to plan ahead, right? And I can see how this correlates to the beginning of the reading when we were channeling those messages about things not going as planned. Perhaps you planned for things to go a certain way, you want things to be a certain way. Perhaps there's some kind of energy of perfectionism, right? But what I'm seeing here is that just honestly, this correlates to what was channeled in the beginning of your reading. There's this need to recognize that even though things have not gone in the way that you have planned it or that you have wanted, in the way that you have focused your time and attention to, that there's more to be found. There's more than meets the eye. There's more to the purpose or the reason why things did not go as planned. Things did not go your way because there was better out there. And nobody wants to hear that. People don't want to hear. But that's what I'm seeing. The energy you dealt with was sneaky and fucked up and conniving. Honestly, out of the entire deck, the 7 of Swords is probably my least favorite. It's just this kind of like lying, manipulative, kind of conniving energy. Like a smile to the face and then like a stab in the back. That is this energy. Perhaps you've dealt with that kind of energy. This could be partner, work, family. It could be in so many different ways. But there's this need to recognize a decision needs to be made. That despite what is lost or what has been taken from you, that there is more ahead. It's time to gain clarity as to what's really important. I'm curious. Star. Interesting. The star came out in the first pile. Excuse me. There's this need to recognize the healing that is necessary for you to continue, even if things don't go as planned, even if it's not what you anticipated or what you originally wanted for yourself or for your situation. There's a need to, nobody wants to hear it, but need to let go of the situation that was not good for you. All you can do with these spilled cups, it's a desert. The sand is gonna soak up whatever liquid was spilled out of the cup. All you can do is pick it up and clean it and reuse it for something else. But again, there's this need to recognize not all is lost. There's more behind you. There's more in front of you. There's more that you have to choose to see. This healing. There's this need for this balance. For this healing. Okay. So the Empress came out in pile 2. Which is funny because I felt like of all piles, your pile might be the pile that feels connected or drawn to perhaps watch all of them. If that's your situation, then by all means, perhaps you might want to, because that energy is definitely here for you. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and move these here, but I feel like these energies are connecting you to the other piles if you feel drawn to it. We have the 8 of Cups and the Emperor. Interesting. A need for walking away. Walking away from this energy that was standing in your power and being in the energy that you need to be in now. This energy that I'm getting from this card right now is like, you know what? I have nowhere else to go. But this is what's meant for me. I am good at this. This is something that I can do. This is something that I have done and that I know. I must leave behind what was and let me go towards my talent. Let me go towards what calls out to me. Underneath is the Hierophant and the Magician in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. Wow. Okay. Hold up. Four of Cups. Okay. Whoa. This Four of Cups is really interesting. And honestly, this deck, although I thought the images and the style was beautiful, I was not thinking about buying this deck. We had it at work and it had been there, and I thought about it just because I always think about every deck that we get. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on this deck. It has beautiful images, but I'm not so sure. I don't think I need it. It's fine. So one day I go to work and almost all of our clearance section is gone. And what happens is that we have a smaller store than some of the other stores, so we have to send some of our clearance items to other stores that are bigger, that have better sales, in order for us to have space for the new thing coming in. And so all of the tarot decks and a bunch of other items were already boxed up and ready to ship to another store. And there was this part of me that thought like, oh, well, I guess none of them were meant for me, right? Because I ended up not taking any of those decks that ended up going on clearance. And then at some point I saw that this deck was there. And it did not have the plastic around the deck like all new decks usually do. And I was like, oh, it's open. Like my coworker mentioned, oh, it's because somebody accidentally opened it, so we didn't send that one out because, you know, it was opened during the shipment of receiving it. It got opened, so didn't end up shipping it out. And so, well, me being the kind of collector that I am and being curious, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna open it. I'm curious, like physically open the box that was already unwrapped. I'm gonna physically open it, and I'm just curious to see the cards. And what I noticed is that the deck of cards didn't even have the paper around it that keeps it closed, that keeps the deck bound. So it was obvious it had already also been looked through. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna look through it because it's here and I can. And at that moment, looking through it, just briefly, really quickly, something told me, you know what? It is a really nice deck. And there is a lot that I can get from it, the images. So I did not anticipate to get this deck, but something told me to get it, and it's like it was meant for me, for us, because here you are watching. This deck was meant for us. The first day that I got it, I was looking through all of the cards, going through the entire deck, just curious. And when this card came out, right, each card I was gathering different messages, just getting a vibe for the deck, connecting with it. And the message that I got with this Four of Cups is not like any other Four of Cups I've ever seen. Because the Four of Cups can usually symbolize like this, you know, there's spilled milk, kind of like we mentioned earlier with the Five of Cups, a similar energy, but that spirit guides are handing a cup that is not being noticed. So it's very similar to this energy, but instead of the energy already being there, it's being handed to you. But the energy I felt with this card is that there has been something done that is regretted. There's this kind of energy of regret, of I did something and now I do not deserve. This has happened and now this will not come to life. This will not come to fruition. This has happened and now everything around me is ablaze, is on fire, and is falling apart. I am not worthy of a new beginning. I'm not worthy of this, that, or whatever. But what your spirit guides are here to tell you is, despite the past, despite the bullshit, you do deserve it. You do deserve better. You do deserve a new beginning. No matter what you've been through, as long as you learn your lessons, and as long as you move forward and you do your best not to do the same shit again, if you made a mistake, fucking learn from it. But we all make mistakes, right? Yes. Your guides are saying not all is lost. You may have fucked up and really fucking bad to where it seems like nothing is salvageable, but there's something else. There's something else waiting for you. Now, going back to these energies here, right? The Emperor is saying to stand in your power, but to know when you are being, for lack of a better way of saying it, too much. And I know that can maybe come off wrong, and I don't mean it like in a necessarily like in a bad way, but it's to know when you need to take your power back, bring it back to yourself, and really analyze, why am I doing what I'm doing, and why am I doing it in the way that I am? The Emperor needs to look within themselves and analyze, am I doing the right thing? It's not all about you in this situation. The Emperor needs to look out for their people. There's a lot of weight on their shoulders. This is boss energy. There's so much weight on their shoulders, it's overwhelming. But they have to be able to analyze themselves. Are they fit for the position? If they are the Emperor, then it probably means that they are. In this case, it means that you are. You are fit for the position, but you might need to analyze yourself again and realize, am I balanced? Or have I lost balance? Have I lost touch with my talent? Have I lost touch with who I am? Have I lost touch with my inner guidance, with my inner power? The answer here that I see is yes, kind of. Perhaps there was this giving of power away to someone or something, an organization, a job, a religious figure, a parent, whoever this person is. This person may be wise. This may be a situation that brought a lot of growth to you, but it may be time to realize that you have more within yourself that can overcome the past, that can overcome whatever it is you feel stuck in. But you have to remember, you're the magician. You have the energy within yourself. But again, you have to find balance within yourself. The sacred scroll is in her hands. Not everyone is allowed to see this scroll. And not everyone will even understand the words that are on it, even if it is in their language. Not everyone will understand you, or why you are the way you are, or where you're headed, or why your talent is important for you to move towards, to keep going towards. But you're building something for yourself. You have the elemental knowledge. You have the knowledge within you. Your guides have been guiding you. Even though you think you have been left astray, or that they have left you because of what you've done, they're still with you. They just want you to fucking learn your lesson, that's all. They want you to take your power back and realize, hey, you know what? Not everyone's perfect. If you fucked up, you fucked up. If someone fucked up, don't let them fuck up again. And if they keep fucking up, walk away. But you have this powerful energy that you need to remind yourself. Even if there's someone who seems more experienced, more advanced, more knowledgeable, whatever, that doesn't mean that you don't have it within yourself, that you'll get there. That doesn't mean that you cannot build for yourself. Don't pity yourself. Don't live your life in regret. Don't think, oh, why did I do this? I'm so fucking dumb. Like, whatever. Like, I shouldn't have done this. Well, it already happened and you can't take it back. So you're going to have to live with the fact that it happened, whether you like it or not, and move forward. But move forward knowing that you have the power to change your direction, to focus on what is in front of you, to focus on your talent, on your skills, on building for yourself, and not on what has been lost. This could have been a blessing in disguise. And because it happened in the way that it did, you choose not to perceive it that way, because maybe you're forcing yourself, but it barely happened, it's fresh, so it's still been difficult. That's understandable. It's understandable that when a situation barely happens, of course we're going to feel out of our power. But you have to remind yourself of your power. Again. Don't let other people dictate your life. If you were not happy in that situation, then it was not meant for you. And maybe what happened was meant to happen for it to leave you, for it to put you in the situation where you choose the path that was best for you in the first place. Even if it is hard, it sucks, it hurts, even if there was that energy that you did not want to be in, or somebody was around you did not want to deal with it, it's understandable. But ask yourself this: would you have let go, or would you have moved forward if not for this situation? If you're not happy and this didn't fall apart, would you have ended it? Would you have moved forward? Or would you have remained stuck out of comfort, or trying to make something fit or work that never really did? I feel like it never really did. And just because it comes and goes, that happens. And there's nothing to say, that the future will not fall into place and things will not heal or mend. But you need to focus on yourself and what you're building and regaining your power, regaining your strength, remembering who you are and being honest and sticking to that. If that's the energy you need to be in right now, then be in it. I'll tell you something, even if things were to end and begin and end and begin and end and begin, and it's like a current back and forth energy, if it needs to end for like a year or 2 years, for things to grow back stronger, real, and nourished, then it is what it is. Don't focus so much on what it is that you don't want it to be. It already happened. 8 of Curses, 8 of Pentacles. What is it that you're building? What is it that you're building for yourself? I'm sorry, I said 8 of Pentacles. I'm wrong. This is 8 of Cups. This is the same kind of energy of walking away. So 8 of Pentacles, I'm going to read that because I mistook it for a while, but I feel that energy is here too. Focusing on what you're building, and build it and grow. Nourish your talents, because you are the absolute only person on this fucking planet or any dimension that can truly nourish your talent. You have to work on that. Through all the hiccups, through all the mistakes. How long does it take somebody who's barely learning an instrument to learn one song? A while. And if they learned it wrong, well, it might suck to have to learn that part again, and it might seem a little bit more difficult because then you subconsciously just play that part how you used to. But you do what you gotta do. You keep working towards it. Now with the Eight of Cups again, walking away from what no longer serves you. Find the balance within yourself to say no when you need to say no, and say yes when you need to say yes. Nine of Curses, so Nine of Cups. That's about being in your strength, being in that energy that you need to be in. But there's this fear in this person's hand, or in this person's emotions. And in their eyes, there's these snakes. There's this fear of change and transformation. There's this fear of this manipulative energy, or this outer energy, this energy outside of yourself. Don't let anyone or anything control you. You control you. And don't blame anyone or anything else either, because you could say yes or you could say no. Now, I understand in certain situations, people go well beyond their, I don't even want to get into that. But I understand, in certain situations that people take advantage, whether you say yes or no. I'm not talking about that, though. Regardless, you take your power back. Don't ever let someone take it from you. You need to spill the beans, spill the beans. No one has control over you. A lot of people have these fear tactics so that you do what they want you to do. But most people are fucking bluffing. They just want their way. And they're gonna say whatever it is to manipulate you to have it. There's this need for change and transformation. You may be afraid of it. You recognize it, you see it, but you don't want to see it. Whatever energies are around you, cut them off. Cleanse yourself, cord cut. Do what it is that you need to do to release the energies that are holding you back. Sometimes it's yourself. Eight of Beasts, so Eight of Wands. This is an energy of moving forward. And in this card, we see battling the beast. This energy of battling the beast. Sometimes you really have to face your challenges head on. Sometimes you won't have people there to fight your fight with you. Sometimes it's that inner fight that you need to stop regretting. Regret is gonna do nothing but hold you back. And it will expand and evolve and spread until it controls you out of fear. Knight of Cups. Again, there's this fear, there's this other energy that you may be fearing. This other part of you that you may be like, that wasn't me. I did that, but that wasn't me. Who was that? That was not who I am. Who was that? That was not who that person is. Well, it is what it is. It happened. Just don't let it cause fear. There's always going to be shadows. Wherever there is light, there is shadow. And in complete darkness, you are in shadow, submerged in shadow. You have the torch. Use it. Torches symbolize knowledge and power. Use it. Utilize that knowledge and power that you have. A fiery climax approaches. there's this Aries energy, the Emperor energy. I feel like there's this fear of what is to come. Take time to breathe out in reverse. I feel like you're not allowing yourself to forgive yourself for what has happened. And you're not allowing yourself to forgive this person if it's somebody else. And that doesn't mean to allow it or that it's okay what somebody did. It just means that you take your power back and you're done with that energy. They're not going to let it hold you back anymore. Nothing is yet set in stone. I think every pile got this card. So definitely if you felt drawn to any of the other piles, I'd highly recommend it. Nothing is yet set in stone. Get comfortable with the unknown. Expect powerful change. Don't be afraid of change. It's necessary. The only constant is change. And people who choose not to change, choose not to learn. Choose not to grow and expand and evolve. They choose to be comfortable and stuck. Oh, that's the energy you want, or this person or whatever, then that's on y'all. But what is it that you really want? Go for it. Go for it. We have Venus, love. Whew. Definitely watch the other piles if you feel drawn to it. Ascendant outlook. We have Capricorn, the boss. We mentioned boss energy. This is worldview, mission statement, expression, effect, role, mark, attitude, outer self, point of view, body image, aura, likeness, approach, impact, first impressions. You have to unlock the secret within yourself. You have to open the door to new beginnings. This love card says beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wealth, diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, and style. I'm going to put this one here. Let's read what Capricorn says. You don't have to be Capricorn. This person doesn't have to be Capricorn if that's your situation, but there's this need to tap into this kind of boss energy within yourself. This Emperor energy within yourself, this Aries energy, this grounded energy within yourself. Serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass, majestic, competent, pre-prepared, down-to-earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, disciplined. This is about realizing sometimes you need to make changes. Even though it says rigid, sometimes there's something thrown on your path. You're going to have to go around it. That's just how it is. Sometimes the way that your spirit guides are going to make you, this is like a tower moment. Even though this isn't the tower. Sometimes the only way for us to make change in our life is for a tower moment to happen. And it usually is not what we want. And it usually is the worst time that we would not want it to happen. But that's the best time for it to happen in reality. Because things would not change otherwise. Expect powerful change. If you allow it to happen, it will help you. I guarantee you. But you have to have that boss, emperor energy. And move forward. Okay. So now I'm going to ask the pendulum to give an answer to your yes or no question. So please ask a yes or no question. I will stabilize and then I will ask. There you go. Please show us the answer. to your question? The answer is no for your first question. And you may not see it because of the angle of the camera, I'm sorry. But those are the answers that I am getting. Think of a second question. Please show us the answer to our second question. The answer is yes. All right, so I hope that this message helped bring some clarity and perspective onto your situation. I am available for private readings. If you are interested, then please let me know. As always, information, disclaimers, and decks are in the description box down below. So if you're interested in any of these decks or anything like that, then check that out. And if you'd like to share any information or anything you'd like to share with the collective, your experience or anything, feel free to do so. I will answer as soon as I can. Please understand, it may take me some time. But yes, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Love you. Bye.